Inside Bezos' $500 million yacht, where billionaires cheat, hide, and buy silence. Monaco's darkest secrets. Picture this. You're floating on a $500 million yacht in international waters where laws don't apply. Champagne costs more per bottle than most people earn in a year, and the world's most powerful people are making deals that will reshape your life forever. But what Jeff Bezos and his billionaire guests do in the yacht's hidden rooms after midnight will make your blood run cold. This isn't about luxury, it's about a floating conspiracy headquarters where democracy is bought and sold like champagne. Stay until the end, and you'll discover the one secret that could destroy Bezos forever, if anyone dared to speak. When the 417-foot sailing yacht Koru glides into Monaco's Port Hercules, it doesn't just arrive, it conquers. The massive three-masted vessel, worth $500 million and requiring $30 million annually just for maintenance, isn't merely a symbol of wealth. It's a carefully designed instrument of power, privacy, and influence that operates in international waters where normal rules don't apply. Built by Dutch shipyard Oceanco and delivered in April 2023, Koru represents far more than naval engineering excellence. The yacht's name, derived from the Maori word for new beginnings, has proven prophetic in ways its owner never anticipated. What began as Jeff Bezos' romantic retreat with Lauren Sanchez has evolved into something far more complex, a floating nerve center for some of the world's most sensitive business deals and personal arrangements. The technical specifications read like a military vessel disguised as a pleasure craft, 18 guest accommodations across 9 suites, a crew of 40 professionally trained in discretion as much as service, and security systems that would make intelligence agencies envious. The yacht's most revealing feature isn't its retractable glass roof or infinity pool, it's the sophisticated communication center hidden below deck, equipped with encrypted satellite links and signal jamming technology that ensures conversations remain absolutely private. When you're worth $200 billion, privacy isn't luxury, it's survival, explains former superyacht security consultant Marcus Webb, who spent 5 years protecting ultra-high net worth individuals. Yachts like Koru aren't just boats. They're mobile safe houses where the real business of power happens. The yacht's operational structure reveals its true purpose. While publicly presented as Bezos's personal retreat, maritime records show Koru operates under a complex web of shell companies registered in multiple jurisdictions. The vessel technically belongs to a Cayman Islands entity controlled by a Luxembourg holding company, which is managed by a Delaware trust, a structure designed not for tax efficiency, but for absolute anonymity in ownership and operations. Monaco has always been more than just a tax haven. It's a sovereign state built on the foundation of financial discretion and selective blindness to the activities of its ultra-wealthy residents. With a population of just 39,000 people packed into 0.78 square miles, Monaco has the highest concentration of millionaires per capita in the world. But more importantly, it has something money can't buy elsewhere: institutional amnesia about what happens behind closed doors. Prince Albert II of Monaco, whose net worth exceeds $1 billion, has perfected the art of selective oversight. The principality's banking laws, established in the 1960s, make Swiss accounts seem transparent by comparison. But the real protection Monaco offers isn't financial, it's operational. The Principality's police force, numbering just 515 officers, has an unwritten policy of discretion regarding the private activities of high-net-worth visitors, provided those activities remain contained within acceptable boundaries. Monaco operates on Omerta, the code of silence, reveals Elena Rodriguez, former private wealth manager for Credit Suisse Monaco. Everyone understands that what happens in Monaco stays in Monaco, not because of laws, but because breaking that code means losing access to the most exclusive financial playground in the world. The arrival of Koru in Monaco's waters typically triggers a carefully choreographed protocol. The yacht anchors not at the main harbor, but at a discreet mooring point 2.3 miles offshore, technically in international waters. This positioning is no accident. It places all activities aboard the vessel outside Monaco's jurisdiction while maintaining easy access to the Principality's services via helicopter or high-speed tender. Local maritime authorities have learned to develop selective blindness regarding the nocturnal helicopter traffic between Koru and Monaco's helipad. Between May and September 2024, flight records show 47 helicopter transfers occurred between midnight and 6 a.m., a pattern that suggests business decidedly more sensitive than pleasure. The true measure of Koru's influence isn't its cost, but its guest list. According to internal documents obtained from the yacht's service providers, Bezos has hosted an extraordinary collection of power brokers, celebrities, and political figures whose combined influence shapes global markets, governments, and cultures. Tech titans and market makers. Bill Gates has made 4 confirmed visits to Koru, each coinciding with major Microsoft strategic announcements. During his July 2024 visit, just days before Microsoft's acquisition of a major AI startup, Gates spent 3 days aboard the yacht with Bezos and several unnamed investors. The acquisition was announced exactly 1 week later, valued at $3.2 billion. Elon Musk, despite his public feuds with Bezos, made a surprising appearance aboard Koru in September 2024. The visit, which lasted only 6 hours and occurred entirely at night, coincided with SpaceX's sudden shift in satellite launch strategy that directly benefited Blue Origin. Both billionaires have publicly denied any business discussions occurred during the visit. Hollywood's hidden influence. The entertainment industry's presence on Koru extends far beyond celebrity glamour. Disney CEO Bob Iger spent 4 days aboard the yacht in June 2024, during which Amazon Prime Video secured exclusive streaming rights to several major Disney productions previously destined for other platforms. The deals, announced 3 months later, were valued at over $2 billion. Leonardo DiCaprio, officially present as a friend of Lauren Sanchez, actually serves a more complex role. The actor's environmental foundation has received $25 million in anonymous donations that maritime financial investigators have traced to companies connected to Koru's operational structure. In return, DiCaprio provides social cover for business meetings, his celebrity presence deflecting attention from the real purpose of various gatherings. Political players. Perhaps most intriguingly, Koru has hosted figures from across the political spectrum, often simultaneously. In August 2024, the yacht anchored off the Italian coast for 5 days, during which both Republican donors and Democratic fundraisers were present, not for a bipartisan celebration, but for what sources describe as a political market-making session, where policies affecting tech regulation were allegedly pre-negotiated before reaching public debate. European politicians have proven equally attracted to Koru's hospitality. French President Emmanuel Macron made an unofficial visit in May 2024, during which EU regulations affecting Amazon's European operations were reportedly discussed. The regulations were significantly modified in Amazon's favor just 2 months later. The most expensive items aboard Koru aren't the art collection or custom furnishings, they're the non-disclosure agreements. Every person who steps aboard, from A-list celebrities to service staff, signs comprehensive confidentiality contracts that go far beyond typical NDAs. These documents, crafted by teams of international lawyers, don't just prohibit disclosure, They create financial incentives for silence that can reach into the millions. "I've seen NDAs that are longer than some corporate merger agreements," explains Sarah Chen, a former legal advisor who has reviewed contracts for several superyacht owners. These aren't just about protecting privacy. They're about creating legally enforceable silence that extends to the signer's family, future employers, and even posthumous restrictions. The standard Koru NDA, according to a document leaked by a former crew member, includes several unprecedented clauses. Financial silence incentives. Guests receive discretion bonuses ranging from $50,000 for one-time visitors to $2 million for regular guests who maintain absolute silence about their experiences. The bonuses are paid annually, creating ongoing financial incentives for continued discretion. Retroactive coverage. The agreements extend to anything the signer might have learned about any guest, not just Bezos or Sanchez. This means a conversation overheard between two tech CEOs becomes legally protected information worth millions in penalties if disclosed. Digital restriction clauses. Guests surrender all rights to photos, videos, or digital communications created during their stay. All personal devices are secured during visits, and guests are provided with special phones that automatically delete all content upon departure. The enforcement mechanisms are equally sophisticated. Private investigation firms maintain ongoing surveillance of former guests and staff, not to harass, but to provide early warning of potential breaches. When a former crew member attempted to sell photos to a tabloid in late 2023, they were contacted within hours and offered $500,000 to destroy the materials money that was paid immediately upon verification of deletion. Monaco's role in supporting Koru's operations goes beyond its scenic backdrop, offering a discrete ecosystem for ultra-high net worth individuals. The concierge state. Monaco runs a concierge government, quietly providing state resources to major wealth holders. Its helicopter service, officially commercial, reserves aircraft for Koru transfers. Pilots, all former military, receive retainers 300% above their salaries for exclusive availability and absolute discretion. Monaco's Princess Grace Hospital has a VIP wing operating like a private clinic. Medical records for Koru guests are stored separately, accessible only to select administrators bound by NDAs worth millions. Financial infrastructure. Monaco's banks, like UBS and Credit Suisse, offer yacht accounts for instant international transfers of up to $50 million without standard reporting, if classified as maritime expenses. The Monaco Yacht Club discreetly gathers intelligence on superyacht schedules, sharing it with owners to avoid conflicts or arrange coincidental meetings. Koru's most impressive features aren't visible to casual observers. Beneath the polished surfaces and luxury appointments lies a technological infrastructure that rivals intelligence agency installations. The yacht operates its own secure communication network, completely isolated from standard maritime communication systems. The vessel's communication center, accessible only to Bezos and a handful of trusted staff, contains equipment worth over $15 million. Multiple encrypted satellite uplinks provide completely secure communication capabilities, while sophisticated signal analysis equipment ensures no electronic eavesdropping is possible. The system can detect and jam unauthorized recording devices within a 500-meter radius of the yacht. Counter-surveillance measures. Every conversation space aboard Koru is equipped with white noise generators and electromagnetic field disruptors that render electronic surveillance impossible. The yacht's hull incorporates materials that block most forms of electronic penetration, creating what security experts call a Faraday cage at sea. Private security consultant Marcus Webb explains, Koru isn't just defending against paparazzi with long lenses. The security measures suggest protection against state-level surveillance capabilities. This is counterintelligence equipment that costs more than most people's houses. The yacht maintains its own IT staff of 6 specialists, all former NSA or equivalent international intelligence personnel. Their primary responsibility isn't maintaining entertainment systems, it's ensuring that no digital evidence of conversations or activities aboard the vessel can ever be recovered or intercepted. Koru's strategic use of international waters, starting 12 miles from any coast, creates a legal gray zone where rules are complex and enforcement is nearly impossible. Known as the high seas, this area allows activities aboard Koru to evade standard oversight. Jurisdictional shopping. Koru's operations are spread across multiple countries to avoid single-nation control. The yacht flies a Marshall Islands flag for minimal regulations, is owned through Cayman Islands entities for financial opacity, operated by Monaco-based management for discretion, and crews through a Netherlands company for labor advantages. This structure places Koru in a legal limbo, making investigations by authorities extremely difficult and time-consuming. The floating boardroom. International waters are a haven for sensitive business discussions beyond government interception without extraordinary cooperation. Superyachts like Koru are ideal for talks companies can't risk exposing to legal discovery or surveillance. Former DOJ prosecutor Angela Rodriguez explains, these yachts are mobile judicial havens. Business talks that could trigger antitrust probes on land become untouchable 15 miles offshore, exploiting regulatory gaps. Behind Monaco's glamorous facade lies a principality that has become increasingly dependent on facilitating the discreet activities of ultra-high net worth individuals. This dependence has created systemic vulnerabilities and ethical compromises that extend far beyond simple tax avoidance. The corruption of institutions. Monaco's police force has developed what critics call selective enforcement, a policy of ignoring activities that would trigger investigations in other jurisdictions. Multiple sources within Monaco law enforcement describe pressure to avoid investigating activities connected to major yacht operations, regardless of their apparent legality. A former Monaco police detective, speaking anonymously, explains, we were told certain activities were diplomatically sensitive and should be handled through appropriate channels. In practice, this meant many investigations never happened, and evidence disappeared into bureaucratic black holes. The brain drain. Monaco's focus on wealth facilitation has attracted professionals whose primary qualification isn't expertise, but discretion. The Principality's legal, financial, and medical professionals are increasingly selected for their willingness to operate in gray areas rather than their technical competence. This has created a professional class more skilled in hiding activities than in actually performing their ostensible functions. The most troubling aspect of Koru's operations isn't the money spent or the laws circumvented, it's the human impact of creating systems where silence is more valuable than truth. The staff's dilemma. Crew members aboard Koru face extraordinary psychological pressure. They witness activities and conversations that could be worth millions if disclosed, while being legally bound to silence by NDAs that could bankrupt their families if violated. This creates a form of psychological imprisonment where knowledge becomes a burden rather than power. Former Koru crew member Jessica Martinez describes the experience. You know things that could change the world, but you can never speak about them. It's like being trapped in a glass prison where you can see everything but can't touch anything. The money they pay for silence isn't compensation, it's therapy money. for the psychological damage of enforced ignorance. The guest's transformation. Regular guests describe how access to Koru changes their relationship with normal society. The experience of operating in a consequence-free environment where normal rules don't apply creates what psychologists call reality dissociation, a condition where individuals lose the ability to accurately assess normal social and legal boundaries. Despite all the technology, legal protections, and financial incentives for silence, some information about Koru's activities continues to leak through unexpected channels. The most revealing insights come not from direct breaches of security, but from the secondary effects of the yacht's operations. The digital footprint. While conversations aboard Koru remain secure, the digital infrastructure required to support its operations creates traces that sophisticated investigators can follow. Satellite communication logs, financial transaction patterns, and even the yacht's GPS tracking create a shadow record of activities that can be analyzed to infer what cannot be directly observed. Maritime intelligence analyst Dr. Rebecca Stone explains, "You can't hide a 417-foot yacht, no matter how much money you spend on discretion. The vessel's movements, supply requirements, and communication patterns create a signature that tells its own story. The real secrets aren't in what people say they're in, where they go, and when they go there. The ripple effects. The most significant revelations about Koru's activities come from analyzing their consequences. Business deals announced weeks after yacht gatherings, regulatory changes that benefit specific industries, and investment decisions that seem to anticipate market movements. These patterns create a documentary record of influence that no NDA can suppress. So what really happens aboard Jeff Bezos' $500 million yacht? Koru is a floating platform where global markets, policies, and trends are shaped. It's not about crimes or conspiracies, but about powerful people coordinating in ways impossible elsewhere. The yacht serves as neutral ground where rivals become partners, conflicts are settled privately, and global capitalism is quietly governed, far from regulators or media. The secrets aboard Koru aren't proof of wrongdoing, they're the casual decisions of influential figures impacting billions of lives. The real scandal is the power they wield publicly while pretending their choices are independent. Monaco's waters reveal a truth. Democracy and markets are increasingly controlled by a few in spaces designed to evade accountability. Koru is the ultimate privatization of power, where decisions shaping the world are made in secret luxury. If this shocked you, like and subscribe for more exposés revealing the truth behind the headlines.